In this video, we'll give you the Open Championship rankings, DFS plays, and best bets, along with everything you need to know to get you up to speed for the tournament. I'm Alan Seslowsky with the expert Len Hochberg. Give us everything we need to know about the Open Championship. What's the storylines? Where's the course? What are the weather conditions?
Well, this is one of the grand moments in golf history. It is the historic 150th Open Championship, and it is being played at a course called the Old Course, St. Andrews, which is really the home of golf. It's called the home of golf. I mean, it just everything in golf, all the grandiose, the spectacle of everything of golf is dovetailing this week. Costa of Scotland, by the North Sea. There's evidence of golf or something of people hitting a ball with a stick into a hole back into the 1200s. But effectively, the game of golf has been considered to have been originated at the Old Course in the 1500s. That's where they first played 18 holes. That's where they first had it up, down, out for 9 holes, back for 9 more, things like that are still involved in the game today. Tiger Woods has been gearing for this all year. He skipped the US Open to make sure he'd be able to play in this tournament. It's links golf, more on the ground than in the air, more difficult for American-based players, American players. It will be challenging.
Why do Americans have more challenging time on this course than any other of the other nations?
Countries and golfers who are predominantly play on a certain type of course. Links golf is not predominant throughout the world. The course is wide open, but there is peril all around, most notably the pot bunkers. If you go in one, you basically just have to get out any way you can. The storylines here are incredible. There is the hell bunker, there are the coffin bunkers, there's the Valley of Sin on the 18th hole. There is so much history here and so much. I know I'm getting all geeked out here over this whole thing, but I'll tell you quickly that, it's wide open and you can hit the ball far, but there is trouble with fescue and gorse and all kinds of stuff like that, and undulations and large greens.
You break your golfing rankings down into 5 categories: favorites, contenders, making the cut, borderline, and long shot. Full rankings can be seen by clicking the link in the video description below if you want to follow along. In your favorites, you have Rory McIlroy. He is the #1 ranked player in your rankings.
I mean, he's been playing great. He's been top 10 in all 3 majors so far. So he is on his game. He has not won a major this year. He has not won a major since 2014. He's the betting favorite, first of all. So I think a lot of people think he is just primed to do well this week. The real consideration with Rory McIlroy, as we saw 3 years ago in Ireland at Royal Portrush, where there was incredible pressure on him, incredible expectations, he missed the cut.
Okay, the contenders category is filled with players that could easily be in the top 10, specifically Justin Thomas. This has been one of his worst majors. What's stopping him from making that leap to a serious contender and being a top 3 ranked player in your rankings?
He does have a lot of shots. He is, obviously one of the best golfers in the world, but he just hasn't done it here. And it's a challenge. And, he is an American golfer and he hits the ball very high and very far. And he has, sometimes figured out how to play well on links golf courses. He just missed the cut at the Scottish Open, but in 2 of the 3 previous years at the Scottish Open, which is links golf in itself, he made the top 10, but he hasn't done it in an Open Championship. And, sometimes it just takes repetition to be able to get there.
Coming in at #7 in your rankings is Collin Morikawa. Now, you've always included him in your top 10 out of respect. Is this the time that he can make that leap and be in contention on the final day?
Well, you would have to say yes, because last year he played in an Open on really links golf for the first time, maybe not his first time at links golf, but certainly his first Open Championship, and he won the tournament. It was just a stunner that he won. So, yeah, you can never count out someone who plays iron an iron game the way he plays. It is just too strong and too sound, and it hasn't been great this year. But you're, as you said, out of respect, you cannot move Collin Morikawa out of the top favorites category.
Your number 12th ranked player is Cameron Smith, a favorite on this video series. Why is he not in the elite tier? Why is he now in tier 2 for this particular tournament?
Yeah, this may be a mistake by me. I can, at some point I have to punt the rankings to RotoWire editor, but I could fidget with them well into the week, and maybe even after the tournament, I'd still be fidgeting with them if I could. Cameron Smith is one of the best golfers in the world. He has not been great at the Open Championship, but he does have a skill set that is very important to competing and playing well at the Open, and that is a great short game. He's great around the greens. He's great on the greens. These are some of the biggest greens we'll ever see. There could be 50-yard putts. You could be off the green and putt. This is what was talking about imagination, about having so many different shot choices. When you are so good around the greens and your short game is so good, as it is with Cam Smith, he has to be considered. He's just a notch below because he hasn't done it yet.
Two golfers that keep falling in your rankings with every major are Brooks Koepka and Justin Rose. Why are they ranked 23rd and 25th respectively?
Either of those guys, if we saw them win or we saw them on the first page of the leaderboard on Sunday, it would not be a terrible surprise. Brooks Koepka is still Brooks Koepka. Well, the way he's been playing for the past year or so, I don't know how much longer he's going to be Brooks Koepka. He's really been saddled with injuries the last number of years, but really he has not been playing very well. He missed the cut at the Masters, 55th at both the PGA and the US Open. Really, he's in the top 25 out of respect for who he is and the 4 majors that he has won. Justin Rose is one of the great Europeans of the past generation. He could contend in this week. He's now in his 40s, and what we see is some really good weeks and some really bad weeks, and that seems to be, go along with getting a little bit older and not having it every week. It would not surprise me for Justin Rose to have a good week.
As you know, as far as betting and gambling, I like to bet a little and I like to win a lot. I know it's hard that the cream usually rises to the top in these big tournaments, but who's somebody that is a long shot that can land in the top 10 that's a reasonable long shot bet or pizza bet?
Players like Max Homa, who has just been getting his feet wet in links golf and is just coming off a good Scottish Open. In fact, he hadn't played well in the majors until this year, but we are really seeing the growth of Max Homa. We've seen him win some tournaments, but I think that, he is really progressing, and we saw a lot last week, and I was very impressed with him and think that he could move up the leaderboard. I don't think he's able to win, but I think he can contend tangentially this week, at least to get some TV time on Sunday, as I like to say. And there's another guy named Jordan Smith, might not be very familiar, not Jordan Smith, not Cam Smith, Jordan Smith. He's an Englishman, and he's been tearing up the DP World Tour. Some guys on Sunday and on the weekend who we really aren't familiar to us PGA Tour fans who watch week in and week out because we don't see them on our tour. But he has been tearing up the DP World Tour. And granted, this is a big step up in class to do it at the Open Championship, but he's been playing some very great golf this week. I have him just outside the top contender category at number 26.
Of your favorites, your top 8 ranked players, who's most likely to bust?
Jon Rahm at number 2, and I wish I didn't have Jon Rahm at number 2 because I could see, a few of the other guys. Scotty Scheffler, Jordan Spieth has won this tournament before. Xander Schauffele has won 2 in a row coming in. Matt Fitzpatrick just won the U.S. Open. I think that Jon Rahm could really fade this week. I only have 8 guys in the favorites. I have him at number 2. I don't know if I'd like a mulligan on that. But to answer your question, I could see him being the weak link in there. Kind of odd for number 2, but it is what it is.
Bold prediction time. Who's going to win the Open Championship?
I'm going to go with a guy who's won the Open before, came very close, and the last time was at St. Andrews in 2015. Jordan Spieth, he's number 4 in the rankings. Great imagination, playing pretty well last week at the Scottish Open. I think he's going to be a popular pick. But it would be a great story for golf at the 150th Open at the home of golf.
To see Len Hochberg's full Open Championship breakdown and full set of rankings, click the link in the video description below. And right now, you can go to RotoWire and get a peek behind our paywall for free for 2 days. Go to rotowire.com/try. And if you like videos like this, consider hitting the like, subscribe, and ring the bell to get notifications when we put up new video content every day.